this is John from Agile Offroad, and I'm going to give you a walk around on a Revel that we did. We've been doing these for a long time. When they first came out, we started doing them, and we've kind of become kind of our Revel headquarters for a lot of different things. Some of it's just basic sprinter, and some of it's very specific to the Revel, usually having to do with like the racks, things like that. Like we do a heater relocation or something like that. But other than that, it's a sprinter. So let's take a look. If you want to get your factory specs, this is a 2021. So it's the newest model. Effectively, it's a 2022, but it's the newest model. It's got their lithium upgrade on it, which is really nice. They've changed location of some of the interior pieces to make it a little bit nicer for the people. And Winno's been great. They go to a lot of the different events and they listen to people and they kind of do what people ask, or you know, when they say that they like something on another van, they go and check it out. We'll jump right in and we'll start with the suspension. So it has our ride improvement package, the RIP. This one's kind of unique. We did a 5,400 pound package on this. This couple, they're planning to do a lot more carrying of stuff in it. And we kind of know these vans, like 144, if you come to us and you got a 144 Sprinter, after we talk with you and do a consult, we can help you out with getting you the right springs for it. This one is going to be slightly heavier when it's all complete. So we've got 5,400 pound springs in it. This has the new Fox 2.5 shocks in the rear. Those will be coming available very soon. And then it also has the new 2.0 rebound adjustable shocks in the front on our auxiliary max kit. Okay, so here I'll show you on, this is the new 2.0 with the rebound adjustment in it. This is only adjusting rebound. We actually found where compression adjustments in a lot of the RV applications really, they're kind of giving you the sense you're actually doing something, but really you just feel it in your butt that you've done something, like, oh, it's stiffer. But in the RVs, we've really seen the biggest significant improvement in the handling and adjusting your rebound. So this is a 5-inch travel shock. You can see where we've got, I don't know, what is that, like, oh, maybe 2.5 inches. So we're right in the middle of the travel with this particular vehicle in the front. So we've got plenty of droop, plenty of compression, and here's going to be your adjustment. So basically, right is going to increase your rebound control, and righty-tighty or left, loosen it, is going to loosen your rebound. What I found is, for some people, they really like a lot more rebound in there. They want to hold the vehicle down. And keep in mind, the tires are not attached to the ground. They're actually attached to the vehicle. And you can put in a tremendous amount of rebound in these, and sometimes too much will make it actually ride pretty stiff, especially off-road. So play around with it, find what works for you on your weight. Believe these have about 20 clicks in them. So start in the center and then start loosening or tightening. So we've got that, and we're going to get an increased ride height of about over stock. We're kind of bringing it kind of back up to stock, maybe a little bit higher than stock. But when you take one of these RVs and you load them up, they really squat down, so they kind of get really close to bottoming out. We kind of pick them back up and we put them back into the zone where the kind of the manufacturer wants it to be, maybe a little bit higher, but not much. Gives you a nice stance. If you kind of look at this, you'll see the rear is a little bit high, but that's going to be corrected by the time that they start adding the weight. So we've done our ride improvement package, the shocks, the coil assist, the springs. This one also has our big brake kits. You can't see them. We've got these nice Arsenal wheels. These are kind of, lately they've been the unicorn wheel of 2021. They were really hard to get, but we've been working with this client for some time. We've have held them for them. So this has Arsenals. These are 17/8, 38 millimeter offset, and then he's got our big brake kit, which we've developed with Alcon. So this has 6-piston rotors in the front, or excuse me, 6-piston calipers in the front and 4-piston in the rear. These are also all steel, or what they call like an iron caliper. When you have a rig this heavy, you want an iron caliper. You don't want a aluminum caliper. Aluminum calipers are oftentimes used in racing, but a race quality caliper is way different than a bolt together aluminum caliper. So this is a bolt together iron caliper. They're exceptional. These are used in armored applications. This particular brake, I think they were using them on like some F550s or F450s, which will be somewhere in the neighborhood around 14, 16,000 pounds. So they work really, really well. We've got our skid plates on it. We did front engine skid plate. We did a diff skid plate on the back. We did a transfer case skid plate. We've got our onboard air. Well, you can take a look at that. You'll see that we've got this front bumper on there. We've mounted these are the LP6s in the amber, and we build a special harness for this. They're specifically made for the Sprinter. We've got one switch on the dash. You can choose your high and low feature on that. So this is the Pro version. When you get the Pro, you've got a backlight and you've got a high and a low function in that. So make sure when you're looking at Baja Designs, you want to look at that feature if that's something you want to get, if you want to have the backlight. Other than that, you just get a Sport. It'll just be a single on. Xenon 12000S, another unicorn for this year, or I should say for 2021. They were very, very hard to get at the end of the year. And then of course we're doing the factory 55 components in the front. This is the 1-inch fair lead, and then we do the expert link in the front. More Baja Designs up top. We've got the Baja Design Onyx, and if you notice, if you look at the brackets on that, we actually manufactured the brackets here, and that's specific to the Revel. So that's kind of one of those Revel specific. They've got that fairing up there, and this allows us to bolt on either a rigid light or Baja Designs. We really like the Baja Designs for the forward-facing lights. They're a little bit more expensive, but you'll find the quality and that forward-facing light is real good. We've done a wee boost on there. You'll probably be able to see that. We'll mount the antenna in the very back corner, and then in the inside we bring it in through the top. Now we don't use what Winnebago supplies us for the entry through the roof. They've got a plastic box up there. Some people use them. We see that a lot. We actually supply a gland by Seaview. It's about yay big, and we can stuff all the wires in there. It's a little bit better quality, and it's mounted. We just like using that over that plastic box. Okay, so I'll pop open the hood. The one thing that I've always been real kind of passionate about is like when you get one of these vehicles and you add a bunch of stuff to it, I really don't like to see a bunch of stuff floating around in there making it look like it's not factory. So we pop open the hood. We've done a few things in here, not a ton, but you'll also notice that a lot of the stuff is, you really don't see a bunch of wires just hanging over. Here's our onboard air system. This one's got the new stainless steel lines, which we do. We actually run a stainless steel line all the way to the back. And we're gonna run the wiring through the boot right here. This is a factory boot. These are great for running wires through. We do this on the passenger side. We also do it on the driver's side. And you'll see where the wiring harness coming through on the driver's side, that's for the LP9. And then we make that wiring harness kit. So there's not a bunch of like crap underneath there, you know, just shoved in that corner, like a couple of relays and stuff just sitting there and a bunch of spooled up wire. They're specifically cut out for this. We've also got our power controller, control Xbox in here, which you can program from here, but honestly it works best just doing it on the app. That gives you about 30 rear wheel horsepower. I've got it on our shop Revel, and it works out really nice. So that's in there. We've also got, this one's got the horn. The horns now are all plug and play. So you can even leave the factory horn in there, or we'll remove the horn and we just pop in our horn and pop it in there. It gives you a little bit more of an aggressive sound. It doesn't sound like a little smart car behind you when you honk your horn. So that's what's going on in the engine compartment. So far, this one's pretty simple. There's some other upgrades that we do to the Revel. This client will probably do. One of the biggest ones is the heater relocation. And we also tie into the engine, so we'll put that right here. We've done the timber lines, quite a few of those, but the key is tying into the engine to where now the engine can work as your furnace to heat the house, or vice versa. That works out really well. We'll try and show you one of those when we get one done here. So that's under the hood, and go over to the side, you'll see we're kind of, you know, we're big fans of side ladders, so we either sell, this is I think the backwoods ladder, this customer liked this big size ladder. It gives you access to the side. And that allows you to get up to clean your solar panels. In this case, we'll show you a Loveland tray that's up there. Loveland tray, it's named after Loveland, Colorado. I had to go to an event and I needed extra space for carrying a bunch of crap and I didn't want to carry it inside. So I made a space up there. I removed one of the solar panels from our kit and we made just a simple tray. And it works out really, really slick. I carry 4 pretty good sized boxes up there. They're small enough where I can hand them down, move them around. But you can put a raft up there, inflatable. You can carry big bags. It's a real big area. I think it's about 30, like say 30 inches by 40 inches. And we've got some just simple tie downs you can put in there. So, and you'll also notice we've got Max Tracks. This client wanted the silver Max Tracks, kind of matches the vehicle. And there's also putting 4 of them on there. So you've got a simple little aluminum bracket. It's all pre-cut and everything. You do a little bit of adjustment on the light bar, or excuse me, the roof rack for the rails and everything, but it all lines up pretty well. So here you can see you got really easy access up here on the top. And like I said, this is, you got the 2 panels up here. Winnebago puts on a slightly smaller panel to miss the XM radio antenna, yeah, which is like right here. You'll see our little C-view cable gland up here. You also notice the wiring harness that we do for the wiring. We also make a special wiring harness for the light bars. You also see we're just putting a 40-inch light bar. We really only recommend that 40-inch light bar based on you know, how people are using these rigs, the amperage draw that they're taking, the length of wire. You could probably put a 50 up there, but it may not be may need the best solution. Here's a better look at the Loveland tray. So it's pretty simple. It's just, we've got the side mounts that hold the solar panels, and they have to be higher to miss the vent, which is right here. Okay, and then we've got this one angled, so as the air comes over the top, it allows it to flow up and over. And then there's just some simple little hooks right here, or holes, I should say, where you can hook things in. You can put larger boxes in here, whatever, and just strap it down, carry it up the ladder. And you'll see this is the backwoods ladder, and it's got a big platform on there. I don't think you'd want to stand on there, but I mean, I guess you could. That's it. Here you can see our WeBoost. Okay, so now we're at the back of the Sprinter or the Revel. On this one, we've done, if you're buying a Revel, one thing they do is they've got a side exit exhaust. So a lot of people don't like the way they look. They're kind of a code thing. It's a little gray, but we reinstall a factory tip and we'll put it and it sticks over here. This one, customer wanted just a simple step. This is the up dog. These are made by Storyteller. They come, I think they come standard on a Storyteller. The nice little option for stepping up in, and just step up in. You don't have to open up, not everybody's opening up this side door. This one has our tire carrier on it. You can see a better view of the arsenal. We've also outfitted this one with this new tire deflator, or rapid precision valves. They're super cool. These are the best thing around. So I'll show you really cool how these Apex rapid precision valves work. Here's the Schrader valve. You put your gauge on there. We're gonna pull back this red lever. And when you pull back the red lever, it allows the air to come out on the other side of the Schrader valve. So it comes out extremely fast. The way this works is we sell a gauge. It simply clips on like that. And you're gonna see the pressure. So once you got your gauge installed on there, you're gonna clip it on. You're gonna come in here and you're gonna pull this. And wherever that needle goes down to, you watch it and then you're gonna set it to your pressure. It happens extremely fast. So if you have a tire that's got 70 pounds of pressure in it, you're gonna go down to 30 PSI or say 25 PSI. It's probably gonna take you about 7 seconds per tire. And then once you go to, you're not unthreading a bunch of other stuff. So you've only threaded on and off the cap. That's all you've done. Everything else is done separately. So you're not dealing with like an octopus of lines and things like that, unthreading this and threading that on. We sell some other devices that do that. If people want to do that, great. This investment here is about 32 bucks per tire when you buy a new wheel and tire. If you come in here, it might not be cost effective if you've already got wheels and tires, but when you're buying new wheels and tires, put these on. They're bitching. Not only that, they just kind of look cool. You also notice that there's these little black things here on the factory hinges. If you're looking at, if you're buying a Revel, it'll have the proper hinges 99.9% of the time. There are very few that have the incorrect, but you make sure you got to have the one that has the 2 holes in it. And you'll see that these black pieces here, these are stops. These properly stop the hinge on this surface area here. Yeah. Okay, so we'll show you how the door stops work. Here's the door stop that we've added. We've added one top and bottom. We want it to contact this, which is the factory hinge. So as this one hits, you want the bottom one to hit at the same time. That limits the travel of the door. In this case, it's 275. It's still got plenty of clearance over here. On the passenger side, you want to do the same thing because you have a box on there. It's you got to remember that slide door will open up too. So don't just bolt something on there, put your box on, think you have plenty of room, because then your slide door swings open and hits a box. Not saying that somebody hasn't done that, but I'm pretty sure somebody's done that. So we've got a simple tire carrier. We've got our new rear door organizer. You'll notice that it's fairly big, and it's also got a return on it here. It's 2 pieces, it's still aluminum. You've got plenty of access here. We could probably have cheated over the box a little bit more, but in this case, we just kind of butted up to the brake light. But I just come in here, open this up, and you know, we're not really known for interiors, so we're no interior experts. We kind of leave that up to a lot of our dealers. But in this case, we did add these components from RB Components. They wanted some extra storage in there. You also notice on this one, you'll see this steel plate here. We've installed this different interior solution for this customer. This is some stuff from RB Components. And this is gonna allow them kind of like a closet to carry gear, which is pretty neat. We own a Revel, and there's not much space for stashing clothes and crap or laundry. So pretty neat. But you'll also notice in this area here, there's this stainless steel plate. This steel plate is a doubler, which helps to reinforce this area. A lot of these have a big hole right here where there's a wiper motor supposed to go. And with that wiper motor in there, we've seen the doors on several Sprinters get damaged from tire carriers on the back. This will help double that. Makes a big improvement. On this one, because it's exposed, we just put like a button head on there. Normally it's covered by the factory panel. One thing that we do that became part of us working on these Revels was we do an interior window for the passenger side, because they don't come with one, and a lot of people are getting ventilation. You know, they'd be sitting in here, and sometimes somebody'd be like, well, I just want to flip around and turn their head this way or vice versa or whatever. So we'll install a little sliding window in there. This one has covers on it, which we sell as well, but just pop this down, and we got a nice little bead in there. This is the magnets for holding that up, and they work really slick. And again, that just snaps up in there, finishes it off, so you get a blackout window, a little bit of insulation. And we do those. We also do those on normal Sprinters, with or without the push outs on the side. And you can see we replaced the badge on there. There is no drilling installing this. I installed ours. It took me and my brother probably 30 minutes. And again, we'll have the door stops on it. And this one has our rear auxiliary tank, which you can't really see. It's almost up as tight as the factory tire would be. And this customer went with this is a deluxe box from Illuminous, which is real big. It's got the top tray on it. And I think there's an Expedition rack on the other side, which is like a shovel and an axe. So if you want to tear stuff up. So even though we've added a lot of accessories on here, you'll see that the dash is fairly simple. This is the pedal box control. So the way that works is you run it through the different cycles. So you've got your, this one's off. This is going to be your, I think they call it city driving. This is your sport, and that's your sport plus. And in each one of these different ones, you can actually tune it up in this case, or down. So we typically tell people this sport with maybe 1 or 2 in there, and they'll notice a significant improvement, but you can play around with it. This is the lights, the top light. You'll see that this is a factory switch. This particular one, we're just using a beacon on there for the most part. people realize what they've got, and you're gonna have an on light on this one. This is a high-low for the Baja design, the LP series. So you've got your low here and then your high there. It's all built into one switch. The unfortunate thing is it does not have a light that tells you when it comes on. But again, it's a factory switch. And then that is your air. And you'll see the air will come on. We've got a little legend on there. And the air, when that's on, you'll get a light indicating it's on. If you've aired up your tires for a long time, leave this on for say 10, 15 minutes afterwards, even though the pump's not running. That runs the fan on the pump, and that will help cool down the motor. That just helps to save the life of your part. And of course, we use the ARB twins. Hey, we're super stoked with the way this came out. Whether you own a Revel, a Storyteller, a Thor, a Sprinter, kind of really doesn't matter. We can help you out. If you're interested in any of these modifications for your Sprinter or something like that, give us a call. You can email us, or if you have any questions, just give us a shout. If you have any particular questions on this video, just leave us a comment, and we'll see you next time. Hopefully we'll have another cool build coming up.